This city should not exist. A forest of skyscrapers rising from what was once a tiny Mediterranean fishing village. Somewhere along the way, Benidorm broke every rule of what a European coastal town is supposed to be. Many love it. Others can't stand it. Yet, year after year, millions keep coming. Welcome to Benidorm, the final boss of European holidays. Guys, I'm not having a great time and I'm not feeling safe anymore.
Welcome to Benidorm. We are starting our journey in the heart of the city. On this side, you will find Levante Beach, and that's where the sun rises. On this side, you will find Poniente Beach, and this is where the sun sets. On this side, you will not find many nightclubs, many pubs, because this is the more calm side. This is where the locals live. However, on this side, this is what Benidorm is famous for, where you will find all the nightclubs, all the action, all the party. But we're gonna make our way to the quieter side and walk along all the promenade and end the day here on the party side, and we're gonna be right in the middle of it all.
We are on Balcon del Mediterraneo. This is where the city started back in the 14th century, but today it's a beautiful viewing point. You can see this whole city from here, but my favorite point is down there. Wow, look at that, the color of the water, absolutely stunning. Now you see lots of people doing activities. Benidorm is famous for tourism. The tourism industry actually started here, not recently. It started back in 17th century. It's been hundreds of years tourists have been coming here. There's lots of activities available, and being on the beach with such beautiful waters, first of all, the beaches here have been amazing. They are one of the best beaches you can find in Spain. Julian will judge the beaches later on, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let's look at the view.
What a beautiful skyline. It reminds you a little bit like Dubai, a city in the US with the tall buildings. It doesn't remind you of a city in the coastline of Spain. Of course, when you go to a coast town in Spain, you will see tall buildings, but not this tall. Wow, what a beautiful beach. I love the contrast of the blue Mediterranean Sea and the white sand. And it's so long, it's about 3 kilometers long. It's actually slightly more than 3 kilometers. I cannot wait to get down and, of course, as you know, check the quality of the sands. But from here, it's already looking like it's going to be the beach I like, with white, sandy, fine beaches. Yes, very fine, sandy, it's white, I love it. So in terms of sand, it's 10 out of 10. It's basically very similar to the beach we saw in Alicante, very similar to the beach we saw in Calpe, very sandy, beautiful, and it's very clean as well. You don't see much dirt, and there are not pebbles, there are no stones. Fantastic. Now, in terms of the water, look at that color of the water, turquoise blue. It's extremely beautiful, and also it looks like it's not very deep, it's quite shallow as well. So some beaches, when you go in straight away, you go inside, but here you need to walk for a bit before it reaches your waist area, so it's perfect. No rocks when you go in the water, so no shoes for you to go in for a swim. Fantastic. In terms of amenities, we are in Benidorm. So of course you're gonna have lots of bars, lots of restaurants, but no chiringuitos again. So in Costa Blanca, they don't seem to have many chiringuitos on the beach. We've been to 4 destinations and none of them had them. But again, you can just walk there, have a cocktail, have a food, have a drink, and then come back to the beach. Then in terms of activities, well, if you think beaches in Spain have activities, Benidorm has even more. Over there, you can see some people on a boat. Earlier on, we saw the typical banana boat. So paragliding, so anything you can think of, Benidorm will have that and more. In terms of the vibe, I can see a mix of people on holidays, Hindus, stag do's, families, couples, so everybody and everything is mixed in here. However, seeing that we are in Benidorm, at least on this part of the beach, on Poniente Beach, I don't hear much music. And I see a bit more families than I see stag do's, Hindus, and group of friends. So it looks like this side of the beach is a bit quieter. I don't know if it's about 3 kilometers long, but at least this part of the beach where we are visiting seems to be a bit quieter. Then, in terms of the surrounding areas, again, we are in Benidorm, so you're going to have all the high rises, lots of people overlooking you, but you need to remember that we are in an urban city, so when you come here to Benidorm, you're going to expect that. It's beautiful because when you come to a beach in Spain, you don't really see these high rises. It looks like you are in another country. Over there, you see the Viewpoint, and that's where we're heading now, right now.
I love the design and the layout of the promenade on this side of Benidorm. It's quite wide, it's accessible, it's got lots of shaded areas with trees in the middle and sitting areas as well. And there are curves. It gives it a modern appeal, and throughout the promenade, buildings are rising behind it. And there's a reason why Benidorm has so many high-rise buildings. It's come down to the mayor it had in the 50s. A young mayor, Pedro Zaragoza Orts, devised a very complex plan for buildings. He decided that Benidorm can do a lot more than being just a fishing village. He decided that Benidorm should rise up rather than sideways. And also he made it clear that every building they're gonna make, they should have a leisure area as well. That's why you see the gaps in the building in Benidorm. Other cities in Spain, you see high-rise building, but they don't have gaps. They are stuck together. This allowed everybody to have sea views.
One thing that really catches my eye on this side of this promenade is that you see on the front line of the beach the typical tower blocks from Spain in the 70s and 80s, and then suddenly behind it you see the new ones, even taller, a lot bigger. And as the city is growing, they are building more and more tower blocks, and it's not stopped because Benidorm on the pipeline has a lot more tower buildings coming. And on the pipeline, they have the tallest residential building in the whole country of Spain and one of the tallest in all Europe.
Benidorm's meteoric rise started after post-war Europe. When Northern Europe was rebuilding, income started to rise. At the time, Spain was still off the tourist map, but then the aviation boom meant the cheaper charter flight can be arranged. The journey that would take days could be done in hours. And what better place than Spanish coast with guaranteed sunshine? Benidorm is said to be the birthplace of package holidays. That meant breakfast, dinner, lunch, everything is included, even alcohol, which gave perfect opportunity for people to just pay one cost and enjoy all the facilities. That's why today you see every kind of crowd in Benidorm, from retirees to stag do's, hen do's, families. It has facilities for everybody.
We made it to the viewing point on the Poniente side, in the more residential side. And over here I can already see the peak of the buildings. Oh, wow. Wow, this is stunning. That's beautiful. You're starting to see the peak of the buildings, and then suddenly you see the blue of the Mediterranean Sea. Wow. Seriously, and then the mountain. You don't really see the mountain from down there, but now suddenly, wow. It's massive. We actually walked all the way from Balcon del Mediterraneo. You can see it there right in the middle. And from that point all the way here, it took us approximately an hour. Of course, you can take buses, you can get bikes as well, but you know, we love to walk. But from here, you can see the size of the city. 77,000 people live here in the city of Benidorm. And out of that, 35% are foreign born. British nationals being number one. But in the peak of summer, the city of Benidorm hosts approximately 400,000 people in just 1 week, because just in 2025, Benidorm received over 3 million visitors.
with gold standard beaches, modern high-rises, and a typical Spanish old town. And Benidorm still has a reputation. We will show you exactly why later on, but now let's focus on the town center. Straight away, I'm loving the blue domes of the church. Absolutely beautiful. All around me, you have bars and cafes. Everybody's sitting, enjoying the sunshine. This area of Spain has a throughout the year sunshine, over 3,000 years of sunshine a year. Looking at all these skyscrapers, it's hard to believe that Benidorm began as a small fishing village. These narrow streets were here even before the tourism started.
I love this vibe. I love the typical Spanish squares or streets when you have all the terraces outside, eating outdoors, because again, and we say this all the time, Spanish life revolves about being outdoors, socializing outdoors with the amazing weather. It's quite busy, isn't it? It's like lots of tables. It's near lunchtime now, and lots of people. And also what I can hear is a lot of music as well. It's a big contrast. Earlier this week we were in places like Altea, and we were in Calpe and Alicante, and you were going through the Spanish streets or the Spanish squares. There were lots of bars, but there were not so much music. Every single bar, every single restaurant you go by, there's music coming out from loudspeakers as well. Restaurant after restaurant, table after table, and then every now and then you see a shop, you see a pharmacy. So you have everything you need here, really. But what I'm actually seeing more of is more restaurants and more bars than actual shops. It's very busy, very, very busy. And we are in mid-May. Benidorm is a place that's busy throughout the year, but especially as the summer comes, it gets busier and busier. So imagine coming here in June, July, or when the kids are off school. This must be packed. But every now and then you have a street heading into the Mediterranean Sea, which gives you a bit of a clear view. Wow. It's packed everywhere you go. Everywhere you look, there are loads of people.
You're right, Julian. A lot of places to eat, but I can understand as well because there are so many hotels around here. Not only on the promenade, throughout the town center, and behind I can see high-rise buildings as well. So people staying there, they will come out to the town center. But one thing though, a lot of times we go to town centers in Spain, they look like very pretty, beautiful Spanish town centers, very boutique town centers. This is more commercial. This is not one of those town centers like we went to Altea, we went to other places in Spain. They are cute and they are decorated nicely. This is very commercial. To be honest, so far I'm hearing more English than Spanish, and that's just to show you that this is a very international destination. So if you are coming to Spain and wondering that you can't get by, you don't know Spanish, this is a perfect place for you.
Wow. We live in Costa del Sol, as you know, and it's one of the most popular destinations for tourism. But my God, this is like a lot busier than I was expecting it to be. Wow. This is Santo Domingo. This is at the tapas street, the tapas strip. This is where most people come to eat because, as you can see, the options are endless.
But my breath was taken away by this Playa de Malpas, right under the Balcon del Mediterraneo. It has a cove, and you know, I love any beach with a cove. Caños de Mecas, and also Ibiza beaches. They have something special. They have a character. Looking around, you have beautiful palm trees and crystal clear water. Look at that. Wow. Oh, just wow. We have now come to the Levante side, and straight away I can see bars, restaurants, hotel upon hotels, lots of stag do's, hen do's, all together, and the beach itself looks a bit smaller. It's a lot busier. It's about 6 o'clock right now on Saturday evening, and the whole Benidorm area, this side of Benidorm area, is buzzing, is heaving. Wow. Everywhere I'm looking, there are people. I'm loving the costumes and dresses of people have put on together, because obviously this is the party capital of Spain. Look at that over here. At 6 o'clock, this is packed, and right opposite is a beautiful beach.
Over that side, it was so quiet. We were walking, we could hardly hear any music. There was people, there were restaurants, of course there were bars as well, but nothing compared to this. And over there, I felt very relaxed. I was enjoying the walk. Now here, I'm just getting the energy. I'm getting the, okay, let's go out feeling. Look at that. This is the party side, and it's very contagious. It's pubs after pubs, bars after bars, karaoke after karaoke. It's completely different, it's so energetic. Stay tuned, because tonight we are going out in Benidorm. The thing is, on this side I have a beautiful beach, but my head is turning more towards this side, because the amount of bars, look at that, man. It's amazing. But in terms of the beach, it's very similar to the one we saw on that side. However, there are a lot more sunbeds, a lot more young people on hen do's, stag do's. So this is the party beach. That side is more the relaxing beach. But as I said, my head is turning more towards this side, because there's so much more to see here.
The energy in this area is off the chart, because everybody's here on a holiday, having a good time. A majority of people, they have come here on a group, so friends together, enjoying, drinking, having a great time. And this is not even the main party area. The main area is actually a couple of streets inwards, and that's the strip of Benidorm.
I'm sure many of you would love to hear right now, but how do you get here? There are several options. If you are flying, you will be landing at Alicante airport, and from there are other options. You can rent a car, and it will be around 45 minutes drive. You can get a bus, and it will cost you around 10 to 12 euros a head, and it takes also 45 minutes. You can get a taxi. The taxi will take the same amount of time, but it will cost you around 60 to 80 euros. Or you can get the cheapest option, which is the tram. But the tram will take you around an hour and a half. However, it's one of the most beautiful scenic routes, because it goes along the Mediterranean coast. Alternatively, if you are in another major city in Spain, like Madrid, Sevilla, Barcelona, Valencia, you can get the high-speed train towards Alicante, and then from Alicante make your connections here. Or, like us, you can drive here. We live in Marbella area, and to drive here, it took us just under 6 hours, and also it was a beautiful scenic route.
Benidorm is a great place, especially if you're coming in a group as a friend's holiday. But don't waste your trip by getting smashed every single day, because just 30 minutes to 90 minutes drive will completely transform you into different environment. For example, Algarve waterfalls, completely surrounded by nature. We also have some beautiful towns and cities, Alicante city, and few beautiful towns like Villajoyosa with beautiful cove. And we went to Altea a couple of days ago. It's only 15 minutes drive from here. And if you don't have access to car, you can take the tram. It only takes half an hour, and it's a beautiful whitewashed hilltop village. But you also have activities like water park, theme parks surrounded by these areas. There are so many options to make your holiday amazing. Spending some time on the Poniente side of Benidorm today has made me thinking that Benidorm is going through reputation inversion through capital inflow and regeneration, because that side completely looks like a piece out of Dubai. There are places in the world which had bad reputation in the past, like Brooklyn in New York, Shoreditch and King Cross in London. They used to have a bad reputation, but now it's a completely different story. Is Benidorm about to change its reputation? And how much does it cost to live here? I've got a state agent in front of me. Let's go and find out. Okay, so first price I see 495,000 euros, which is for 4-bedroom apartment, not far from the beach. 199,000 2-bedroom apartment in the city center. 230,000 1-bedroom. 430,000 frontline beach. 3-bedroom. That's not a bad price. They're all more or less on the beach. So thinking about it, the prices are not too bad. But with the time, Benidorm is changing a lot, and I bet the new high-rise building, the luxury ones, they don't cost these prices. They are completely different prices. And that will make impact on other properties in Benidorm, because with a beach like this and the skyline like that and what future holds, Benidorm prices are surely going to change.
Asam and I were looking for a place to eat, and it was kebab place after kebab place. Lots of Indian restaurants. Those restaurants, they look the best or the most inviting as when you're walking by. We found this one, which was the best out of them all. And the food so far, we had a starter, we had Caesar salad, and it was very good. However, if you're very hungry and you want to be a sit-down meal, most of the restaurants are catered for the party goers when you go out drinking, when you're going partying, and then you want something to give you that energy to continue partying. If you're looking for a more sit-down meal or sit-down experience, there are some in here, but especially on the other side, where the residential area is, you will find more options there. This is the famous street. This is where everything happens, and we are starting big. Behind me is a Neptune bar, made famous by the popular British TV series Benidorm. From outside looks exactly the same, but what about inside? Wow, it's exactly the same as in the TV program, but a lot busier and a lot louder, of course. That reminded me of those days when I moved to the UK and I was watching Benidorm one after the other, because it used to remind me of being back home, but on another level. But now, being here, I've moved back to Spain, and now I'm remembering those days I used to watch TV programs in the UK. Karaoke, of course. It wouldn't be a street for the bridge if there was no karaoke bars. Look at that. The row with lights, with nightclubs on this side. It's like Vegas. Earlier, when we were at the viewing point, it looked like Dubai with the skyline, with the skyscrapers. And now here, on this row with all the lights, the neon lights, it looks like we are in Vegas.
Wow, there's so many English flags. Everybody I'm seeing so far, they're all English from different parts of the UK, many of them from the north of the UK. Everywhere I look, it's like so many neon lights. It's just beautiful. I don't think I've seen anywhere in Spain like this. There's another bar, and each of every one is completely packed. Each one having different kind of theme. This one is a bit more chilled out. Everybody's having drinks and talking to each other on the terrace, but inside there's a live performance going on. A lot of these bars, they offer a free cabaret within this area. Look at that, this one over here. And she's there to tempt people to come inside. Someone's getting very happy. This area is very popular for the groups of friends to come together to enjoy the night out, for hen do's, for stag do's, for 40th or 50th birthday parties. This is a popular destination for everybody to come together. And this is Insomnia. This year it has been voted one of the 100 best nightclubs in the world, not just in Spain, all over the world. And we've been in there. Actually, let's go inside. Red Lion, of course you would expect it in Benidorm. Good atmosphere here as well. So for all the bars and clubs you've seen, they have amazing atmosphere, and outside they have touts tempting people in with free offers or free shots, and their pictures and postcards. This is the famous bull. A lot of people get drunk and get on top to try their luck. Do you want to try that, Julian? No. my favorite thing to do on the strip is to come and watch people. Lots of people dressed together, have different outfits. Guys, I'm not having a great time. Normally, I promote a place with the passion of my heart, and I actually do love these places. And I do love Benidorm, the part we have enjoyed the beaches and walking around. But at this trip, I've been treated badly, and I'm not feeling safe anymore. I was actually about to call the police, but Julian stopped me and told me, let's just leave this place. And now I do understand why this city has a reputation. Unfortunately, because of just one little strip, the whole city, a beautiful place, has been ruined. I literally just asked them, excuse me, and they just pushed me away. It's not nice. So be careful when you come here.
One thing you have to be careful, guys, because when you have too much of a drink, you can get very happy, but some people can also get a bit aggressive. So just if you come here, you go for a walk, just expect that some people might not be as friendly as you expected. Walking along here, we have already seen 3 fights. We have already seen people falling over. We have already seen people throwing up. Sadly, that's the reputation this place has, because some people cannot have just one, some people cannot have just two, some people, they can't control themselves. And I'm all about having fun, I'm all about enjoying your life, but you also need to understand your limits before you cross that line that goes from fun into actually something painful. Now we have come to the side of the Promenade, which still offers a lot of nightclubs, a lot of pubs, lots of bars, and in my opinion it has a better vibe because you have a mix of families walking around, friends, couples. Also you see people having fun in the different pubs, in the different nightclubs, and everyone is having a great time here. It's a bit more, I would say, positive energy here and getting here. But one thing I just want to remind you all, that Benidorm is not just these nightclubs, it's not just the alcohol, it's not just the party. We have shown you in this video how much more Benidorm has to offer. Amazing beaches, great views, a lot of activities. So as Aslan said before, when you come here, of course, just enjoy life. You only live once, of course you want to party, but dedicate some time to show what real Benidorm is. It's a lot more than just a party land. We have fallen in love with Costa Blanca. The beaches, the rocks, the mountains, the hills, the skyline, the little towns, the big cities, everything is so beautiful. In Benidorm, I have really loved the beaches. Finally, white sandy, fine beaches with clear turquoise waters with very dramatic views. It feels like you are in Dubai, but at the same time, it feels like you are in the Caribbean in the beach. It's a great mix, great combination. I love how quiet it's on that side if you want to escape the busy party side of Benidorm, but then at the same time, if you want a bit of action, you can come on this side. However, if you come to this side, the party side, just be mindful of a few things. Of course, when you have too much to drink, things can happen, and especially after a certain time, it can be a bit more dangerous depending on the day, depending on the people. I'm not saying it's always going to happen. You can come here and get a great time, but sometimes you can come here and you can face some problems. But of course, like for everywhere you go in the world, not just here, you just need to be mindful. You just need to just be careful with certain things. Don't be put off by it, because this place is a beautiful place.
Benidorm, it's loud, it's beautiful, and it's dramatic. It's only gonna get louder, even more beautiful and dramatic. Like it or hate it, Benidorm is here to stay. Until next week, we will see you from another great location in Spain. Hasta luego!